What does ascension mean? August 4, 2016. Seeing the unseen, hearing the unheard, feeling the invisible. Ascension is not an action. Ascension is a state of mind and frequency of heart. The state of mind of ascension is the flow of balancing polarities in your thinking to find the middle road. The frequency of heart is the constant focusing and refocusing of your emotions on unconditional love. Ascension is the process of returning to the you that you were before you began your process of being a third, fourth dimensional human. Your higher dimensional expressions are constantly with you to assist you to remember your true self during your present incarnation on a greatly changing earth. Once you remember at least one of the higher expressions of your multidimensional self, you have begun your process of restoring the multidimensional consciousness that is innate to your higher self. With an ongoing connection of your higher self shining interdimensional light and unconditional love into your heart and mind, your ascension process is activated while you walk the path of a planet in huge transmutation. As you expand your consciousness beyond your third, fourth dimensional reality and into your fifth dimensional reality, you will remember how to see what was once unseen, hear what was once unheard, and feel that which was once invisible. In other words, as you expand your consciousness into the higher dimensional now, your perceptions will also expand. Then you will see with your higher dimensional clairvoyance, hear with your higher dimensional clairaudience, and sense the higher dimensions with your clairsentience. At first, it may be difficult to perceive a reality that many cannot even imagine, but that is exactly why you took this incarnation. You chose to take this incarnation to be amongst the first to see the unseen, hear the unheard, and feel the invisible. To walk this path, it is important that you completely trust your higher dimensional self. People who are around you may not perceive what you are experiencing because their perceptions are not yet calibrated to the operating system of fifth dimensional now. While they are still calibrated to the third, fourth dimensional operating system, everything is ruled by time. Therefore, they are waiting for, working toward, and wanting something to happen in the future. However, the future is within the now of the fifth dimension. Hence, the third dimensional search for what you want needs to be replaced with a fifth dimensional knowing of who you are. That future is greatly influenced by the past, as they are both bound by time. While your consciousness is limited to your third dimensional perceptions, your past often rules your present to such a degree that it is difficult to create a better future. Third, fourth dimensional thinking is so bound by time that it constantly perceives reality as how it was before, or how you hope it will be in the future. But, you are not in the past or the future. Therefore it is often difficult for you to alter your past, to change your future. You have been taught to learn more, so that you can get ready for something that will be coming when the time is right. But, what if that something is right now? Your third dimensional operating system is focused on what you can perceive via the vision, hearing, and feelings of your third dimensional earth vessel. Therefore, your third dimensional perceptions are unaccustomed to seeing, hearing, and/or feeling what you perceive as occurring in the now. But, as you progress into what you would think of as your future, that present soon becomes your past. These perceptions of the past can, and often do, influence your future perceptions. The third dimensional tangled web of past, present, and future is now being augmented by your fourth dimensional dreams and meditations. The fourth dimension is still ruled by time, but that time runs much faster than third dimensional time. For example, you can have a dream or a meditation that appears to take a very long time, but when you return to your third dimensional awareness, you may find that very little time has passed, or that more time has passed than you thought. What if the event that you thought you missed, or are preparing for in the future, was actually occurring now? Just because you do not see something with your physical eyes, hear it with your physical ears, or feel it with your physical body, does not mean that is not right before you, but in a higher frequency of resonance. Have you ever heard an insect fly past you so fast that you could hear it, but not see it? When your eyes are closed, you cannot see who is standing right in front of you. However, you could learn how to use your other senses of smell, hearing, and instinct to recognize that someone is there with you. If you were deaf, you would learn how to read lips, feel physical movement with your body, and be able to recognize the emotions of verbal messages by the looks on their face and the movement of their body. Do you see how adaptable you are if you do not have a choice? Right now, you still have a choice to only perceive reality via your third, fourth dimensional state of mind, vision, hearing, and bodily sensations. Or you can choose to start redefining your concept of reality. For many humans, reality has meant that which is real in your third dimensional world. Even your dreams and aspirations are not real, but maybe you can manifest them in the physical future. What if the great idea you are wishing you could manifest has come into your awareness because it already exists within the now of the fifth dimension? You are standing at the edge of a new way of thinking, feeling, understanding, and living. Because it is so different from what you have known as reality, you may not even realize that life has changed. What if your reality were to suddenly change? Would you be happy, afraid, angry, or sad? You have wanted others to change your world, so what if they did change it? But, who are they, and does that they include you? What if the invisible line between they and you disappeared and everyone was one? If you were all one, does that mean that you would take care of, love, support, and listen to everyone the way you do with yourself? Since many of you do not fully love, support, and/or listen to yourself, would everything stay the same? What if you are already connected into one, but are playing out the old rules of a reality that shifted into the next dimension when you were not looking? So many questions with no answers. You, as third-dimensional humans, have had many incarnations in which your multidimensional soul was surrounded by your physical vessel, that you forgot that you had a soul. Your soul resides within the higher frequencies of reality, or does it? Has your soul been above you, within you, around you? These questions were asked while in a third-dimensional state of consciousness which is ruled by time, separation, limitation, competition, failure, and success. All of these concepts were separate from each other, and seemingly separate from your third-dimensional awareness. What if there was no separation? What if there was no separation between your thoughts and your emotions, between others' thoughts and emotions and your thoughts and emotions? What if there was no separation in between what we have determined as you and I? In a fifth-dimensional reality, separation and individuality no longer exist in the same manner as in the third dimension. In fact, even fourth-dimensional realities have overlapping auras. Therefore, everyone in the fourth-dimensional astral plane, except for those still lost to the lower astral plane, have overlapping auras. In the fifth dimension, everyone's state of consciousness is clear to all, as are their thoughts and emotions. There is a merging of auras, consciousness, thoughts, and emotions. There is no concept of possession because everyone shares. There is no war because everyone communicates with love and acceptance. How does one enter this wonderful dimension? Where is it and how do you get there? The answer is that you are already there, because you are multidimensional. Therefore, you do not have to become fifth-dimensional, as you already are. You do not have to go to the fifth dimension, as you are already there. In fact, you are already in many dimensions within the higher dimensional realities of the timeless now of the One. Yes, it sounds simple. Just release all the versions of the third, fourth dimensional self, and embrace your fifth dimensional self. However, it is not that simple. In all of your incarnations, having a third dimensional body meant that you were alive. Therefore, if you left your third dimensional body, that you would be what was known as dead. However, dead is a third dimensional term. Actually, if you were to die to the third dimensional container for yourself, you transmute into the fourth dimensional container for yourself. Transmuted means that you shifted into a higher frequency of reality. After you transmute into being fourth dimensional, you can decide if you wish to go back to the third dimension to learn a few more things, or advance into the higher octaves of the fourth dimension, and eventually return to your fifth dimensional self. This is where you need to remember that you never left the fifth dimension or the fourth dimension. The concept of separation is a component of third-dimensional thinking, and does not exist in the higher levels of the fourth dimension and beyond. Hence, your thinking needs to take the leap to allow yourself to trust yourself enough to see the unseen, hear the unheard, and feel the invisible. You can remember this innate ability by expanding your sense of self beyond the third-dimensional concepts of separation and limitation. Then, you can better allow your fourth-dimensional dreams and creative ideas to be as real as the car you are driving and the home in which you live. It may be difficult for you to believe what you cannot perceive. However, if your perceptions are limited to time and space, you can only believe that the third and fourth dimensions are real. Therefore, it is helpful to remember how to expand your consciousness into the fourth, and even the fifth dimensions, while you are still wearing your earth vessel. This expansion of consciousness has been studied for many of your incarnations. Hence, if you can trust your inner guidance, you will be able to remember, return to, and even expand your ability to extend your consciousness beyond the limitations of your third-dimensional body and your fourth-dimensional aura. Once you expand your sense of self to include your fourth-dimensional astral body, communications with your fifth-dimensional self will gradually become normal. As communications with your fifth-dimensional and beyond self become a component of your daily life, your consciousness will increasingly resonate to the frequency of the fifth dimension. Since the frequency of your consciousness directs the frequency of your perceptions, your higher dimensional perceptions will continually assist you to allow your consciousness to expand your sense of self and vision of reality to encompass your fifth dimensional expressions of your multidimensional self. Therefore, it is important that you find your multidimensional core and remain connected to your higher self. Your multidimensional core surrounds the Kundalini force within the core of your physical spine, as well as your fifth-dimensional light body that is awaiting your return to self. As you meditate on the base of your core and allow the sleeping serpent of your Kundalini to awaken and rise up your spine, you begin your process of return to your fifth-dimensional light body. Just as your third-fourth-dimensional self is contained by your physical, earth vessel, your fifth-dimensional light body self is contained within the force of Kundalini that awaits its awakening in the base of your spine. In this manner, as your consciousness returns to its innate fifth dimension and beyond inner self, you will quickly or slowly create a new body to contain your higher dimensional expressions of self. Many masters, as you would be a master of energy, maintain a version of their physical self in case they wish to communicate with those still wearing earth vessels on third-dimensional Gaia. As your multidimensional core is activated, your sense of self and experience of reality will transmute into the next octave of the fifth dimension and beyond. This transmutation will fully connect you with your true self as you walk the path that you chose before you took this incarnation. As you walk this path of ascension, you will expand your perceptual field beyond the limitations of the third-fourth dimensional reality to encompass the incoming fifth dimensional reality to see what was once unseen, hear what was once unheard, and feel what was once unfelt. Most important, you will share your expanded perception with others to assist with the joint process of personal and planetary ascension. Blessings, we are the Arcturians. Transmitted by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com